Alright guys, in this video I just want to go over the importance of writing down your goals and getting very clear when it comes to logging your progress. I get a lot of questions about should I be logging my progress, and people often don't do this, but it's proven to enhance the likeliness of achieving your goals by 85%. And when we talk about the belief cycle and how we have if we have a strong belief in something, right, that's going to determine how much of an effort we put in to get the results that we're aiming for, right, that we want. Well, sometimes we don't recognize the final process of that by filtering those results into our original beliefs, and frankly it's because we don't always really see it. We're just thinking of the next thing to do. We're thinking of the next goal, we're thinking of the next target, and we don't really step back and actually appreciate what we've achieved so far. We just don't. And the problem is, if you don't do this, you're likely to burn out. Every now and then you must take a step back, regularly, and take a moment to reflect on what you have achieved this far, to reinforce it into your original belief, to keep you moving in the right direction, to recognize that you are getting the results that you want. This weekend I decided to take a visit back to the estate where I grew up on. It was brilliant. It allowed me to zoom out and get some real perspective on my own successes and achievements so far. You see, the only person setting the goals that you're working on is you. You're the only one, you're the one working, and there's often no clear definitive markers or milestones as you progress. We're blinkered, we're just blind to it, right? For example, if you're learning a new language, for instance, does it ever end? At what point do you recognize, I'm fluent now, I'm fluent in that language? You rarely do that. It's a gradual process, slow process. Someone else might think, wow, he's fluent German or Spanish or Italian, whatever. You don't necessarily ever get to that point in your own mind. Or, when you buy a new car, nice new car, it's great for 5 minutes, but then it becomes normal. And you're thinking about, you become a bit numb to it, a bit neutralized to having that. And maybe you go out for a nice meal once or twice a week, and that's normal. That just feels normal now. When we moved into the house that we live in now, which is amazing. When we bought the house, it was like, wow, that's an amazing house. But that feels normal to me now. It's just my house. Other people will think, your house is beautiful, but it is beautiful, but it's just my house. I don't think anything of it. And remember when you was at school and you went swimming and you got a 5 meter badge and you stick it on your pants, or a 10 meter badge and so on, and you could go home and you could show your parents something as proof, something that you had achieved, and that's proof. Or maybe you do martial arts and you get a yellow belt, red belt, black belt and so on, and it's another marker. Or maybe you play football, you win the game, you get a trophy, you can come home, stick it on your shelf. Or maybe you got man of the match and you've got a trophy to stick on your cabinet. The point is, you have something for a milestone, you have a marker, it's clear, right? So why should you be writing down your goals? Well, we do hear a lot about the importance of goal setting, but most of us don't have clear, measurable goals to work towards. But how important are goals really? And if they're vital, how can we make them most effective? That's the question, right? So, according to a study done by the Dominican University, those who wrote down their goals accomplished significantly more than those who didn't write down their goals, and it was an actual increase of 85%. So that's amazing. That was a proper study done. You can go online, you can check that out, read up all about that. It's facts, right? It's statistics. Now, who doesn't want to accomplish significantly more? Everyone does, right? Everyone does. So I thought I'd go through with you 4 written steps, 4 steps to creating clear and measurable goals, and that will lead you to better success. It can lead you to huge success if you write these steps down. So the first one is create a vision. The first step to creating a goal is to figure out what it is you want. If you don't know what you want, you don't know what you need to achieve to get there, right? So this is actually the fun part. You get to dream. What do you really want to create for yourself? What does your ideal life look like? And you know, when you're doing this step, don't be afraid to think big. Take 15 minutes, take an hour, take 2 hours, take a day. You know, really document your vision. Take notes of the details. What does your day look like? Where are you living? Try to incorporate all the senses in, you know, your vision to make it most effective. You know, make it very, very clear, crystal clear. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you taste throughout your ideal day? I mean, I remember visualizing moving into my house, you know, the house of my dreams, and I could see myself putting the key into the door, and the smell of the wood on the door and the smell of the house once I opened the door, and I could see the hallway and I could see the stairs, you know, and I really had a crystal clear vision on how I was imagining that lifestyle. So be as clear as you can. So that's the first step. The next important step is make it measurable. Take your vision and turn it into a written list of solid, concrete goals. Like my first step, right? So if in your ideal world you are working for yourself, one of your goals might be to start your own company. So choose an achievable time frame to accomplish your goals, as well as measurable details so you know exactly when you've achieved them. Like in the, you know, when you're learning a language, for instance, have a set list that you tick off as you've learnt that section of the language. I mean, what exactly does it mean? What exactly would it mean to start your own company? Is it when you've registered a name? Is it when you've registered the website? And make sure you set yourself up for success by creating goals that are realistic and achievable in the given time frame. So another key is to set up benchmarks. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, most of our goals are a build-up of small achievements, you know, sometimes years and years of many small successes, and we don't recognize them because they're such a build-up of small successes. I know a guy who used to do the Rubik's Cube in under a minute. He didn't think anything of it, but it had taken him years to be able to do that, or months, or whatever it was. He didn't realize how good he was at it, right? Break your goals into small actionable steps and assign realistic timeframes to each of them. Continue to break, you know, big steps into smaller and smaller steps until the goal seems less daunting and achievable. Because benchmarks are a great way to keep you on track, right? Now, you might find you're moving a bit more quickly or slowly than you expected, but that's not a problem. You can just adjust. Just adjust your expectations and timeline as you gather more information while achieving your benchmarks. And finally, the last step, which is very important, is celebrate your successes. I believe, you know, the most important part of a goal setting is celebrating your successes as they happen. You know, how will you reward yourself for hitting the benchmarks along the way? Will you celebrate once you've achieved your goal? How will you do that? How will you celebrate once you've achieved your goal? And as you progress into the realization of your goals, it's important to remember our vision, why we want something, because that can provide us with the motivation and the determination to continue to work toward it, even when things don't go as planned, or, you know, they're a little bit more difficult than we anticipated. We get those challenges, right? Then maybe you decide to go out for a meal and treat yourself, or you and your partner or your family. Or maybe you treat yourself to a new gift each time you hit a goal. You know, there's also things you can do to actually condition your mind to put you in a certain state when goals are hit. And then you associate that thing with success, and it feels good each time it occurs. You know, for me, at home, we have this bell in my office, and when we have a success, like my son came home from school the other day, he got an award in assembly the other day, and you know, what we'll do is we'll ring the bell for a few seconds, we'll jump and dance, go mad, shouting, screaming, and after a while, you associate that noise with success. You know, it feels good. It puts you in a good state for that period of time, and, you know, what it does, you really successfully log that goal achievement clearly in your mind, because it's like, wow, this just happened. You know, let's celebrate. That's now logged. That was a true achievement. So from now on, try, write down your goals, create a vision for what you want, turn that into a list of measurable goals, and set benchmarks and celebrate your successes along the way. So that's it for this blog. Don't forget to sign up for this site to receive lots more content like this. We've also got an online community which you can be part of. So go to theentrepreneur.network.co.uk/community. Be sure to register for that. There's a great community on there. And also go over to our YouTube channel and subscribe to that channel. There's going to be lots of notifications coming out, because we're producing lots and lots of content. We believe this is one of the best places you can be for aspiring entrepreneurs. And remember to leave a comment. When you subscribe to YouTube, leave a comment, like the video, share the video, leave a comment. One of our team will reply to every message on there as well. And if you aren't already registered for our next event, the link is below, so don't forget to go to that. And until the next week's video, take care.